Hey, Segovia, back with another one, y'all. We got a good one coming up today. We're going back on the dark side. Y'all seem to like that. Let's get into it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
There's nothing like what we have. And that's why I did that. I made deals with the devil in order to get that done. Because we had to improve our military.
Крымский сын. Они взбесились после него. Вот это крутая штука. Вау!
The first Spider-Man is Miles Morales. He originated from Africa in 1948, which is actually 1972, and his colors were black and gold.
Sure do got a lot of sheep, y'all.
Donald Trump works for DARPA. Peter Thiel works for DARPA. J.D. Vance is DARPA, okay? That's who's running this game. And Russians try to warn us. The Russians took a pulse microwave device and pointed it at the U.S. Embassy in Moscow from 1967 all the way to 1973. In that time frame, they had more diagnosis of tinnitus, Meniere syndrome, voices, mental illness, but here's the big one. We had 3 straight ambassadors develop blood cancers, okay? Turns out in 1973, Henry Kissinger, Secretary of State, has to give hazard pay to anybody who was in the embassy at that time. Do you know how they solved the problem? You want to know where the idea of tinfoil hats came from, my friend? They put tinfoil all up in the U.S. embassy when they found out what the Russians were doing, and what did the Russians tell them? We're trying to warn you that what you're about to do is going to be a big problem. They're not coming after us with guns because they know we'd shoot them.
Put on a good performance too, so rules are the rules in terms of what makes up the semifinals.
Did you not get your full complement of pitches in the first round?
Yeah, I think I only had 38 balls in my crate. I think we were shorted two balls there. I think I was I didn't get 2 pitches that I think I was allotted, I guess.
Brent Rooker's afraid to say what he really thinks for obvious reasons, so I'll say it for him. The MLB Home Run Derby last night was fixed. Now you can call it coincidentally or you can call it conveniently, but the MLB and Vegas got their most desired outcome. Vegas got to pay out the shortest odds, which means they paid out the least amount of money, and the MLB got the Disney type storyline that we so often see in these type of events. You know, you had his dad throwing the pitches, his little brother behind the plate. He's the guy leading the league in home runs ahead of Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani. It's part of the reason why we were so accurately able to predict this ahead of time. But that's besides the point. It's the fact that they can flat out short Brent Rooker on baseballs. They can blatantly change script in front of America in real time without anybody calling them out. Because if you were watching the broadcast live, even the commentators thought there was supposed to be a swing off in the event that 2 home run hitters were tied. But then, conveniently for the MLB and for Vegas, ESPN pulled up this graphic that shows that Kyle Raleigh hit a home run 0.96 inches further than Brent Rooker, which ultimately allowed him to advance over Brent Rooker. Keep in mind, this is the same measuring from the same company that can't even call balls and strikes correctly, but they want fans to believe that they accurately measured out these home runs, and it didn't just conveniently pick the guy that worked best for both of them.
Are the foods modified? Tomato, potato, asparagus, broccoli, cauliflower, almost all the basics are, purposely. And as you know, they have a Terminator seed now too.
Yes.
Because the farmers can't plant seed, you can't plant seed now unless you buy it from the government. They come up one season and they're gone, which means they're already modified. Watermelons down here with seedless watermelons. I wouldn't even touch a watermelon with no seeds out. You know? But if you breathe, what are you going to breathe? You can't call it air anymore. We breathe something that is overtaxing our body with toxins that we're trying to get through the day on. We have chemical sprays being sprayed over 245 major cities in the United States, and all over our planet now is an electronic metal smog. And I can tell you why that's done too. We have these Gwen towers that they have erected, which are also perpetrating that continuing thing. We have HAARP programs, High Frequency Active Aurora Research Project. We have ELATA over in Russia, electrified atmospheric discharge. We have ISACAT, European scattered radar manipulation. All these things are broadcasting billions, I didn't say millions, combined billions of watts of amperage of ionic electrified air particles into the air. We are breathing now titanium, aluminum, barium, non-human T cells, all kind of other things is being sprayed from ships that aren't supposed to be there. So you have metal particulation in your system. You have electrified air, which is poisonous in your system. And then whatever else that the smokestacks and the exhaust from cars are there too. Unless you can clean that out, your body's not only going to age very quickly, the cells are going to deteriorate, and you're not going to function on the heights you should be. That's why most people are running around I call them comatose, dumbed down, brainwashed, vaccinated, inoculated, and encrypted. Any two of which makes you unusable to a society that's trying to develop.
Heard those names before. But encrypted is
chipped. You go to the wrong, shouldn't you say this on TV? Let's put it away. Wrong lab that's making a prosthetic device, whether it be from your teeth or legs, they probably put a chip in. Unless you're very careful. The food you eat is probably encrypted. If you have any vaccinated, you are encrypted. If you're in armed services, you're encrypted. They're trying to control a whole populace, and this is the best way to do it. Anytime anybody invades underneath your skin, 9 times out of 10 now you're encrypted. If you're not encrypted, you're probably mind controlled. There's so much going on now, Doc. I sound like I am psychotic. I'm not. And I'll never say I'm crazy. I'm not. I'm neurotic. My neurosis grows with the psychotic behavior of people and the apathy of people, the ennui of people who don't seem to understand what's going on. That's frightening to me. Because we're a planet trying to come under control. We're a populace, black and white, brown and yellow, that is under mind control, dying right off the bat, being experimented with, and we still don't get it. Those who have been dumbed down, comatose, brainwashed, inoculated, vaccinated, encrypted, any two of which takes them out of a usable society at this time, can't understand that. So they will fight the masters' wars, they will fight the globalist wars, they will take the globalist shots, they will let the globalists in the state raise their children, and we all sink. But the point is, again, the globalists are on their way out. That's why they're acting so crazy, but you watch my words. Their time is short. Consciousness is long.
People think Rick Rubin is some kind of fucking genius. He's just a white Jay Shetty. He doesn't know any instruments. He's just a business person.
No, but he produced Jay-Z's Black Album.
Yeah, but he just sat in a room.
Yeah,
Rick Rubin doesn't write songs, doesn't do instruments, doesn't know a lick of music. He said that.
I have no technical ability, and I know nothing about music.
You must know something.
Well, I know what I like and what I don't like, and I'm decisive about what I like and what I don't like.
So what are you being paid for?
The confidence that I have in my taste and my ability to express what I feel has proven helpful for me.
I'm texting my producer friend right now. It seems he was cool back in the day, but now he's just a rich white burnout who wishes he was Indian and should be a therapist if he wants to do so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, dog.
That's on who he is as a guy. I say he's a Jay Shetty in music production. No.
He said that?
Yeah, right here.
I fucking said that. It's on tape. It's on tape. I fucking told you guys. I told you guys.
Typically, when people check into a hotel room, their main concern is the bed and bed bugs, and rightfully so. But the one thing they never think about is the one thing that hardly ever gets cleaned. And listen, there are exceptions to the rule. Top-tier hotels do a great job cleaning. But sometimes if you're staying at a mid to lower-tier hotel, you have to look out for the ice machine. And never, under any circumstance, use the ice bucket.
So there's allegedly 1.5 to 2 billion people around there in China. It fluctuates. But there's really around 700 to 800 million.
Really?
But here's the thing. Here's where it gets spooky. So you mentioned before how there's numerous of cities that are ghost towns. I've seen it.
Right.
I've seen many videos, journalists over there, whole entire towns, cities, skyscrapers, empty.
Bring it down.
Now what's happening is that the CCP is very close knit, right? We can't see too much of what's going on in China. Think about everything else when it comes to world news.
They never show us
They
anything.
never show
they got
us
going.
anything.
Yeah.
So here's what's going on. There's millions of people missing right now in China. And the reason is because there's a lot of poverty, right? But the government over there is running experiments. They're doing a lot of things to the people who are less than. A lot of people have been gone missing for over the years. So they've been telling us this inflated amount of people, which is a projection, but realistically, there's about over 100 million people unaccounted for.
100 million unaccounted for human beings is crazy.
So why do you think they're doing that?
That I don't know, because obviously we can't see too much over there.
Are they trying to make themselves bigger than what they are?
That could be one tactic. But another thing is that,
PSYOP 101.
again, they're playing 5D chess. But here's another thing. If they're saying all these people are missing, what are they doing with these missing people? Are they militarizing them? Are they scattered around other parts of the world that we don't know?
Shit, they might be here.
Sleeper cells? Where are they? They're saying that 2 billion, 1.5 billion, but really they have these massive ghost towns that say otherwise.
Right.
Apparently this week, there was very erratic data at the super volcano of Yellowstone.
So I don't want to scare anyone or cause a mass panic right now, but we need to talk about Yellowstone. This is a seismograph, and this measures the vibrations in the Earth's surface. This was taken from Yellowstone on June 1st, and this is what it normally looks like. We have tiny little ticks running all the time, and those are just little micro tremors in the ground. But on June 20th, some weird activity started happening, and just wait for it. This is today, July 3rd. Let me just play it back for you. This is what it should look like, and this is what it looks like today. Now, unless you live under a rock, you know that Yellowstone is a supervolcano. According to researchers, it erupts around every 600,000 years, and you guessed it, we're at 640,000 years right now.
What would happen to the world if the Yellowstone volcano erupted? Most people don't know that there is a supervolcano beneath this lake, which is in Yellowstone Park, which is located in Wyoming, which is in the US. The Yellowstone volcano is absolutely massive, as it's 37 miles long, 18 miles wide, and 4 miles deep. So if it were to erupt, the surrounding states of Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming that are closest to Yellowstone would be affected by pyroclastic flows, while other places in the United States would be impacted by falling ash. The amount of ash would decrease with distance from the eruption site, and due to the smoke emitted into the atmosphere, a lot of sunlight would end up reflecting back into space. This means that the entire Earth would cool by at least 10 degrees for at least 10 years.
Is that what the summer freeze is all about?
Well, they say, don't be afraid of global warming. Be afraid when it cools down. 10 degrees is a lot. I had to mute the music, y'all. So just read.
Said, I mean, the job market, it's not broken, it's fucking rigged, and, I'm convinced that this is all being done intentionally. Right now we are living through the collapse of actual employment disguised as modern hiring practices, and to me, it's giving dystopian like Hunger Games, but with less food and more gaslighting. And let's just start with the basics here, because we have people that are doing 3 fucking interviews for a fast food job. I mean, I'm sorry, are we applying to flip burgers here, or are we applying for clearance at the fucking Pentagon? I mean, and it's not even just that. I've heard of people doing 8 to 10 interviews for entry-level positions that are paying $15 an hour if you're lucky, and traumatized. And then what? They do all of that just to turn around and fucking ghost you. What I think is really going on, they're not hiring us because they're data mining us. We fill out an application, we upload a resume, you fill out that same exact information manually like a good little robot. Why? Because they're harvesting our fucking data, our age, our gender, our race, our behavior, even our typing patterns. Yes, that's a real thing, our fucking typing patterns. Can you believe that? And your webcam feed, if that's a video interview that you have to do, which let's not talk about how fucking awkward that is. And all that info, it's getting sold, it's getting trained to AI, it's getting profiled. We're not a candidate, we are a commodity at the end of the day. Meanwhile, you've got automation replacing actual workers. Self-checkouts, AI voice bots, remote scheduling algorithms. I mean, they don't want human employees anymore. Why? Because us humans, we need breaks, we need insurance, we need benefits, boundaries. AI doesn't need that stuff. And the companies that are hiring, they're pushing psych evaluations, personality tests, trick questions that make you feel like you need a fucking PhD just to be a, customer service representative. And it's psychological warfare. It breaks you down, it shakes your confidence, and, it makes us grateful for absolute crumbs, right? I mean, it's ridiculous. And let's just zoom out a little bit further. This isn't about jobs, it's about control, just like everything is. It's always about control. And what we're seeing right now is we are moving toward a future of central bank digital currencies, so CBDCs, Digital IDs, tokenized labor systems, where absolutely everything that we're doing is being tracked, scored, and approved by some faceless AI fucking HR bot that went to Lucifer's School of Business Ethics, for fuck's sakes. And, you know, it's just becoming out of control. Our work history, behavior, and even social media activity could be tied to employment access because of all this. So, you know, you might literally not be able to get a job unless your score is compliant. Real cute, huh? But welcome to the social credit system now with less freedom and more forced smiling, right?
I'm telling you, you guys got to know somebody now. You got to know somebody. Every job I ever had, I knew somebody, right? Whether it was somebody that worked there, that I used to talk to while I was with the job. I used to talk to the competitor. Hey, why don't you apply over here? You got me in. I've gotten people off in jobs on the streets, right? I've had a guy that come up to, hey, you guys hiring, man? I'm on tough time. I say, hey, you know what? Here's the number. Put my name. Say I'm your cousin, and I'll try to get you in, man. That's how I am, y'all. That's how I am. Now, if you go ask some people, they're gonna be like, oh, you gotta, you know, leave a whatever, apply, and that's it, right? I was the type that I'd try to look out for people. If I felt them, if I thought they were cool, like, you know what, put me as your cousin, and I'll say, you know, I'll try to get you in. And I've gotten a couple people in like that. But you gotta know somebody. I got a comment in the past because I said this before, and they were saying that, you know, back in my day, we used to go in there, and that was back in the day, y'all. That's back in the day. Now everything is done digitally. You can't go in there and fill out an application by hand no more and say, hey, can I hand this to him personally? Like, you got to go through like 10 people to get to the top dog, right? So those days are done, y'all. You guys got to remember that it's a different time now. Got to know somebody. It's very hard. It's possible. You can get in there without knowing somebody. But if you know somebody, you're going to get in there before the guy that doesn't know somebody. That's facts.
Why this job market feels so weird, because it's not designed to employ us anymore. It's designed to break us down, wear us out, and prep us for the next stage of fucking digital enslavement, where our money is programmable, our labor is disposable. What else? Oh, and our worth. It's decided by a fucking algorithm. So isn't that just real nice, real fucking cute? So, but yeah, you know, just go ahead and upload that resume one more fucking time, right? No one wants to work anymore. I'm not buying it. No, we just don't want to be unpaid extras in this fucking dystopian LinkedIn fan fiction, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So, you know, if you've been feeling like something's off with all of this, you're not crazy at all. You're just paying attention.
Thailand's #1 in the world for children. I didn't know was Brazil was #2. And when I got there, actually, we found out Brazil's not #2. It's tied with Thailand for #1. At least in Thailand, the children are hidden. Here, it's all out in the open. Can you imagine what's hidden? It's an epidemic out of proportion, child exploitation in Brazil. And yet somebody has fudged the numbers. And that's why I say Brazil's a beast.
Oh my God. Holy crap, dude.
Yeah, I ain't getting on that train. Damn.
Oh man.
I hope that dude on that tube don't get into that.
The death of partying in these United States. What's going on, people? It's been noticed by a whole bunch of folks. There's a survey, the American Time Use Survey found that in the last 20 years, 2003 to 2024, the amount of time that everyday Americans spend hosting or attending a social event declined by half, and it's been particularly bad among young Americans. People between the ages of 15 and 24, when you should be partying all the time, as the song says, your partying is down 70%.
But
compared to 2003.
why is that? Is it because people are working or because they don't want to party?
I don't know.
What is it?
Is it because
it's expensive to party?
On any given weekend, only 1 in 25 of American households are doing something social, either hosting or attending. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, I would think that hosting, I'm not sure about that, but going out to restaurants, going out to bars, that stuff is increasingly expensive. Everything is priced way high.
But you have people over and have some cheese on a plate at home and drink some whatever. I mean, like, it doesn't have to be expensive.
No,
you have people in your backyard. I don't think that, like, hanging out and partying a little bit more is going to, like, solve the world's problems. But I do think we could do a little bit better connecting with our neighbors.
Japan just created... We don't connect with our neighbors no more. We don't. Because this, right? What did Zuckerberg say? Connecting the world. Yeah, you connect to the world. I can talk to somebody in, I don't know, England. I mean, there's people all over the world watching these videos, right? I get comments all the time. Australia, United Kingdom, Alberta, right? Shouts out to you guys. I appreciate the love, but it disconnected us from our neighbors. We don't talk to our neighbors no more, right? We don't talk to people at the grocery store. We don't talk to people while we're putting gas no more. We don't talk to, the lady at the movie theaters that's giving us a ticket. They don't even have that no more. We go onto a computer and get our seats and our tickets. We don't even talk to the lady behind the window saying, what do you want? Matinee, or are you a student? Like, we don't do that no more, y'all, because of these. They took away our neighbors. They took away our community. Yeah, we're connected to the world, but we're not connected to our community no more.
Universal artificial blood that works for all blood types, and it's
I'm sick of it.
Scientists at Nara Medical University developed purple blood that eliminates the need for type matching. Whether you're A, B, AB, or O, this artificial blood works on everyone instantly. Here's how they did it. They take hemoglobin from expired donated blood and wrap it in protective synthetic shells, creating virus-free artificial red blood cells that are actually safer than real blood. Regular blood lasts 42 days in the fridge. This artificial blood, 2 years at room temperature, 5 years refrigerated, that's 24 times longer. Think about the impact. Paramedics could carry universal blood that doesn't need refrigeration and works on anyone. No more people dying because the wrong blood type wasn't available during emergencies. They're in phase 2 human trials right now, testing up to 400 milliliter doses on volunteers. Phase 1 proved it's completely safe with only mild side effects. Commercial availability is targeted for 2030. This solves blood shortages, eliminates infection risk, and ends mismatched transfusion deaths. Japan will be the first country with commercial artificial blood. Emergency rooms, ambulances, and military medics worldwide could have instant access to life-saving blood that never expires. We're looking at saving millions of lives globally. The fact that it's purple makes it even more futuristic. In 6 years, this could be flowing through emergency rooms everywhere. Would you infuse this artificial blood in your system to save your life?
I mean, if it's life or
Wildfires
death.
in the West having an impact on summer vacation plans.
We are all getting evacuated right now as fast as possible.
They knocked on our cabin door and said that we had to do an emergency evacuation.
Just hours after hikers Amanda Travis and Jamie Coffin arrived at the Phantom Ranch Lodge, they were airlifted to safety by a helicopter.
We took off, and it was immediate relief that we were going to be saved.
Some 50 to 80 structures have been lost in the fires, including one historic landmark, now gone. The Grand Canyon Lodge, built nearly 100 years ago, was an icon for visitors as the only lodging inside the park on the canyon's north rim. Gusty winds and triple-digit temperatures making containment difficult, and the region will remain under a heat warning through this Wednesday.
Something in Yellowstone Park got the bears acting unusual, y'all. There's a video going around of the bears leaving the Yellowstone National Park, y'all. I have never seen anything like this, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all the video, and y'all let me know down below in the comments. Have y'all seen anything like this before? And I'm hearing it's not just the bears, y'all. Even the mountain lions are getting up, packing their bags, and getting on. Something ain't right, y'all. I don't know what it is. I'm not even gonna try to guess. Y'all leave y'all guess down below in the comments, though. But look at this. Look at the bears, y'all. Have y'all seen anything like this before? This shit crazy.
Damn.
I've never seen so many bears in one spot, all going the same way. What the hell is going on? Somebody let me know, why is this happening? Why is all the bears leaving? Do they know something we don't know? Y'all know it's a big ass volcano under that junk. Could that junk be about to erupt? That's why all the bears and other animals leaving? That's just highly suspicious, y'all. There's been other videos around the world of animals acting strange lately, but this one is at the top.
This place, man. I'll throw it up, mate. Oh my God. The smell around here is hell. Oh, hold up. Get out of here, go. I'll throw up, mate. You guys, bye-bye. Oh, state of this. Oh, mate, you splashed me. Bloody hell. Threw all dirty water on my bloody shoes.
We're out of it. I've had enough. Sick of it. So rat, big rat, 2 rats, 3 rats. It's full of rats. Jesus, they're everywhere. Oh, there's tons of them, mate. Oh, mate, get me out of here. Get me out of here. I can't.
Back in a taxi, going back to the hotel. There's no trace.
I've just seen a rat. Just saw a giant rat over there. Oh, there's a rat just sitting there.
Okay.
What is this place? This is like some post-apocalyptic world.
What to do? See you in the next video. It probably won't be from India. I might fly home, honestly.
Mate, there's rats everywhere. Look at it.
But also, I do think about how many content creators and influencers are actually the CIA. Because you know they're out here. If you're in the CIA, one of your jobs is to influence society and put out certain information that's going to push society towards a certain way. And right now, how are people consuming their content and information? Influencers, podcasts, content, like on social media. So why would the CIA not have people in positions?
Who's running this shit?
Now, I got a comment yesterday of someone saying, the more I watch you, the more I think you're the ops. Who's the ops? I don't know. What are ops? But I promise you, I'm not working for the CIA, for the Democrats, for the Republicans. I'm just here, y'all. I'm just me. I just speak what I think, to me, is the truth. Some of you hate when I talk. Most of you love when I talk. I'm going to try to tone it down a little bit, because where there's smoke, there's fire. But I can't please everyone, y'all. I'm only one human.
Did y'all know that Snoop Dogg and Diddy were best friends with Tupac? Diddy is like a black Clinton. Anybody know that? Everybody say don't mess with Diddy. Diddy is like a black Clinton. Because you know there's a black. So they say that nobody messes with Diddy. There's a reason for that. You can ask Kanye. He'll tell you. He's trying to. He's trying to. He really trying to, but in a minute he's gonna get a little sick. Probably not Martin Luther King, that's a whole other story. Martin Lawrence, you know, that running out in the middle of the street acting a damn fool. He's probably gonna have one of those reset issues or something like that. And then I'll start it too that, you know, Kanye didn't, but he's trying to. But then, you know, programming breaks and then it clashes and then, you know, some things happen and then you're not allowed to say certain things because you pay for it, like we're probably about to in a little bit. That's why I wasn't talking to you in a second ago. That's why I keep telling you to scan over. That's what's going on. Yeah. Aaron Carter tried to tell you the same thing. That's why he tweeted to Kanye to have a little talk with him before he left, you know.
Epstein files! Liberals! Conservatives! Damn Trump, I hate him! God, I hate him! He's the best president we ever had in our lives! You should be in a camp! You know what that stuff is doing? It's controlling you! If you are one that's willing to run on someone's lawn and pull off a sign, you're being controlled. If you're willing to not sit next to someone on a plane, your emotions are controlled. If you're willing to not help a patient because you think they might have voted for something, you're under control. You are putting your emotional control over the value of humanity and the good in all.
So here, if you're gonna unsubscribe because I post something, you're under control. If you're going to leave a hateful comment because I said something, you're under control. That's what I'm trying to change, y'all. That's how I'm trying to wake up the people, is to get people to see that it's bullshit. I don't like to curse a lot. I don't. It's nonsense. This is nonsense. These political, these Epstein, these, whatever, anything with politics. It's nonsense. It's here to keep us divided, right? Trump and Kamala, they're probably partying behind the scenes. Trump and Biden talking crap about their golf game on the debate. We're probably playing golf, right? It's nonsense, y'all, to keep us divided so they keep getting away with everything. Because guess who's sending money to Ukraine? Guess what war didn't end on day one like he said it would? That's what I'm trying to do, y'all. That's why I'm trying to wake you guys up. I don't lean one way more than the other. I mean, I lean a little more right. I believe more on the right more than the left, but they're both nonsense at the end of the day.
On North Sentinel Island, but did you know that there's actually a South Sentinel Island as well? So when you start looking around the island, you don't really see too much. The only thing I could find is this radio tower looking thing, and it's apparently a lighthouse because just like North Sentinel Island, there's plenty of coral reef surrounding it, making it very dangerous for boats and ships. Now, is it possible that there is an uncontacted or isolated tribe on South Sentinel Island? Yes, it is entirely possible. Now, is it probable? Probably not, because there's no evidence suggesting that anyone is on the island. So there's really just no reason for them to go to South Sentinel Island. They have everything covered here: food, water, shelter, and they've been there for like 50 or 60,000 years. And when you go to measure the island, you can see that it's only about a mile across. But when you do the same for North Sentinel Island, it comes in at about 7 miles long, so much larger than South Sentinel Island. So how far is it from North Sentinel to South Sentinel? So we can see here it is about 36 miles to get down there. And a lot of people have questioned whether they have actually gone to South Sentinel Island, and in my opinion, they probably haven't. And even though there's nobody living on South Sentinel Island, it's still illegal to even go there. The Indian government has stated multiple times that it is very illegal to go to either North Sentinel Island and South Sentinel Island, and you will go to jail if you're caught. So head over to South Sentinel Island and let me know what you guys think. If you find anything, throw the coordinates down in the comments.
What was Russia like just in general?
Well, I went to Moscow, so that's like, you don't really get to feel, I guess, what Russia is like, because there's people there that said this isn't like real Russia. Like my hotel was, you literally could see like Putin's office, but I don't know.
Did you wave? Were you like...
I did wave, but there's nothing to wave, just waving at a building. But yeah, I mean, going to Russia it was really scary because everyone scared me. And then when we got there, that was the biggest sweat in the world, is waiting in line to like give them your passports to get through customs and shit.
Why?
Because it's like if they're gonna stop you and take it's there. It's there.
That is a robot. Oh my god. What the fuck?
Why do you have all these flags on you? How do they do the robot like that?
What the fuck?
Okay, so this is the first time I've ever seen one of these. Its name is Tally, and it checks self-inventory. Replacing humans. That's what it's doing. Crazy. Kroger's on Dixon.
Have you ever seen ships going across the Black Sea? See if you can find some videos of cargo ships getting fucked up on the Black Sea. It's apparently like the most dangerous part of the ocean to cross. That's watching these cargo ships get nailed by these monster waves, and look at this. It snaps the cargo ship in two. Look at this shit. Just that.
This might sound crazy, and if you do not believe in the world as a stage, this video probably is not for you. So you might as well just move along. But for those who are in tune and know that the world is a stage, you will hear me when I say this. But the girl who stabbed that mother at McDonald's, I feel like this was a publicity stunt, because it's like, because the girl herself just gives like Like, the image that they try to portray her as was like some weird, geeky, spiritual, just psychic, crazy. I don't know. She gave schizophrenic. It just gave a lot of basically, like, you know how they try to project or how they try to make you perceive certain people a certain way in like a weird, crazy way. Like, her image that she was pertaining was supposed to be like somebody who was into the cult, but in reality she's really just a lunatic slash a distraction, because it's a lot of stuff that's going on and it's a lot of things that we're not fully seeing. But if you know, like I said, the world is a stage, you will see right through this illusion and this bullshit, because y'all know how we are on social media. Y'all know how we take things, we don't take nothing serious, and the most influential people are. So, and it's like the things that we do and we say, like when things happen, we take it and we entertain ourselves with it. Like, and it's just like, it's bigger than this lady getting stabbed at McDonald's, and then following more incidents with these fast food chains and people like the man pulling out a gun because the man didn't, it's his application, like, it's just been so much, but it's like it's making sense. So I don't know, y'all, follow me, comment, like,
what'd she say?
share, let me know what y'all think, because like I said, I feel like this was a distraction. I feel like this was a publicity stunt. So
I didn't get anything she was saying. I kind of zoned out. D-Hot Ash on. Phoenix is still okay.
Scofield Bible? Oh boy, here's a rabbit hole for you. Here's a rabbit hole for all of us. In the early 1900s, right around when the Federal Reserve was founded and the Balfour Declaration happened, right at that exact same time, the Rothschild family hired this dude, this pastor in the Deep South. He made a new version of the Bible called the Scofield Bible. He wrote this new Bible that has all these new interpretations of the text. So they didn't change.
Jewish influence.
Yes, literally. That's where Judeo-Christianity kind of came from. And the idea that Israel is this modern Israel thing is the Israel of the Bible. It came from that Bible. And the Scofield Bible was funded by the Rothschild family. And then it was pushed because they owned the publisher that publishes like all the books. I think it was Oxford Press. And so they had the deals that they could make to get that Bible into all the megachurches across whole denominations of Christianity. And so that was when Christianity got kind of Jewified.
Herzl was the founder of Zionism, was an atheist, and so was Ben Gurion, the first prime minister. So, like, yeah, it's hilarious. Like, you got these atheists telling you this is our land because God said so. Wait, what?
And the evangelical Christians just eat it up. So they were smart. They go, okay, how are we going to get the support? Oh, we're going to tell them God gave us this land, because they were debating. They didn't care what land originally. They were talking about what land they should take, and then it was the land. Like, okay, I guess we'll take this.
Scofield Bible is a scam too, which you know, a lot of the evangelicals follow.
God is talking in the Bible about Jews and Israel. He's not talking about the state created by David Ben Gurion in 1948.
I need to talk about God's chosen people.
Okay.
Because I don't know, as a Christian, when your priest or pastor tells you they are God chosen people. Now, if I'm sitting there,
why am I not one of them?
Like, I mean, would I feel like left out? Why isn't God choosing me? I mean, if you believe so hard that these are God chosen people, why don't you become Jewish?
Yeah, it doesn't make
Why
any
don't
sense.
you convert?
Well, the answer is, and let's play the rest of the clip. Well, the answer's coming. You have a listen.
They are, the Bible says, the apple of God's eye. The apple is the pupil of your eye. So if you start picking on Israel, you're sticking your finger in the eye of God. Try sticking your finger in someone's eye and see how quick you get their attention.
Or stick your finger somewhere else.
Did you notice the very smart conflation from God's chosen people and the Jewish people? And as a Muslim, I believe God does cherish the Jewish people. But did you notice the smart conflation from that to Israel?
Yeah.
Immediately, what Hagee's interest is not the Jewish people. It's the state of Israel, which is a modern secular creation.
Oh, little man is... What is this water for?
This water is only drinkable water.
Oh, drinkable water?
Yes, drinking now. But it's not really good. Not really good, but we don't have any option.
So that's the only option you have?
Yes, that's to take it because we don't have the capacity to.
So there must be a lot of disease here.
Yes, of course. Lots that cannot be detected until
to the hospital.
Artificial steaks are already a reality. Using a 3D printer, they print lab-grown food.
It's creepy when it starts running.
How many presidents have blue eyes? Trump blue eyes, Bush blue eyes, Clinton blue eyes, Reagan blue eyes, George Bush the father blue eyes, Jimmy Carter blue eyes, Gerald Ford blue eyes. I don't remember. I think Kennedy had blue eyes. Yeah, go look.
As of 2025, approximately 31 of 46 presidents are believed to have blue eyes.
That's a lot.
And blue eyes are pretty rare, right?
Yeah. Oh, I was just going to tell you that. Go
blue
look.
eyes. Yes, blue eyes are relatively rare globally.
Wow.
Worldwide, only 8 to 10% of the global population has blue eyes.
And how many presidents you said? 70% it sounded like?
27% in America, though.
What are the chances, right?
I don't know about that, because 99% of the presidents were white. You know what I mean? So what percentage, I would like to say, like America was 27%. Now, what percentage of white people have blue eyes? I bet that's up there in the 50s, probably, right? Something we can find out right here on Google. Somebody check it out, because if I go on my phone, I get in trouble. When I go on my phone, I'm either writing something that somebody said a bad word on here, or checking on my son that's asleep in the other room. Let me know down below what percentage.
Let's have a look at what this NASA plane was doing over the GTA. This is a very similar pattern to what a NASA plane was doing over parts of Texas not too long ago, coincidentally before certain type of events. Now, what do you think they're doing here? What sort of data could they be collecting? What sort of chemicals could they be spraying? Maybe have a watch for these areas the next little while. Peace and love.
My name's Sean Sloggy.
A guy called Sean Sloggy noticed on his sonar an extraordinary image.
Doing the cruise out in the loch, we're using sonar, so I get the opportunity to actually see what's under the water. A couple of weeks ago, I took the boat out. All of a sudden, I seen something on the sonar. When you look at the screen, they're about that size. This thing was double that and double the width. So I had this like large body, like a neck, which was thinner, 2 fins, and like a tail.
Do you believe the sonar sighting was the Loch Ness Monster?
Oh, it's got to be something.
Yeah.
If it's the Loch Ness Monster, like, if everyone says it's a long-necked creature, the police saw, that's the sort of image that's engraved into everyone's mind.
This woman was on a cruise when she found some pretty creepy decor images on the boat. Images of young individuals with their eyes closed and mouth open. There were several versions of this throughout the hallways. In what world would a professional cruise line think this is good art to welcome anyone on board? So obviously it got people thinking, because it also almost looks like the children are screaming. It's really unnerving. And by this woman's reaction, she also felt very uneasy and scared. Guys, let me know if you want me to do some investigating on this cruise line. Let me know in the comments below. I'll do it.
And why does NASA own part of the Grand Canyon? Make it make sense. Why does NASA own part of the Grand Canyon? What are they hiding? What is it they don't want us to see? Make it make sense. I tell you what, they don't want us to see those hieroglyphics. Yeah. They don't want us to see those other civilizations
that live within the Grand Canyon. And my theory is, what if the Grand Canyon is the entrance to the inner earth, Argartha? Make it make sense. And they don't want us to go over there. Yeah, what if the Grand Canyon is the entrance to Argartha, the inner earth? And that's why NASA owns part of the Grand Canyon, so we won't go over there. Make it make sense. Get in the comment section and let me know what you think. Why does NASA own part of the Grand Canyon? I thought it was just rocks.
Did you see those 5th grade girls that planned on killing another classmate?
I heard about this. It was a boy.
Yes, bro.
I heard about this, bro.
This blew my mind, bro. When I heard the full story, it's so crazy. So this actually happened in Arizona, and these 5th grade girls were all talking, and I guess they were all like angry at one of these boys that were also a 5th grader in the class because he supposedly cheated on one of their friends that was in that group of 5th graders. These girls got together and started talking, and these were their words. They were going to get this kid that cheated, take him to a bathroom, one of the bathrooms at the school.
At the school?
At the school. This was their plan. And during recess, and they were all going to wear gloves and stab him to death in the bathroom and make it look like he committed suicide. We're also going to write a suicide note to make it look like he just did this to himself in the, the bathroom at school, which is freaking insane. That was their whole plan. And the way that it got discovered is this other 5th grade girl, she overheard the conversation while they were like at lunch or something, goes home and tells her parents what happened. She was just like, I heard these girls at school talking about they're going to try to kill somebody at school. Called 911, told them the whole situation. Police end up going to the school and they literally arrest these girls on campus. They take them in the police car, they handcuff them, all that type of stuff. They release them to their parents, and all of the girls, I think it was about 4 or 5 of them, they all got expelled from that school. The scariest part about one of these little girls, though, and I'm pretty sure she's the one,
the ringleader.
I think she's the ringleader, bro. She's the one who operated, the whole thing. They said she was laughing.
Yeah.
And she was just like, she didn't care.
That's how I heard that, like, all the other girls were like crying and like scared that they got caught up, but she was the only one that didn't care.
Yeah, she was just stone-faced and laughing about it, and she was taking it like a joke.
Dude.
Day 6.
Like, how crazy is that? That was in Surprise, Arizona. I used to live in Surprise. I know exactly where that school's at. And 5th grade, were they 5th graders? Cheating. Like, you didn't even know what cheating was when I was in 5th grade. Like, I'd make out. Scofield was a little player. I hit my peak too early, y'all. I used to, have girlfriends and stuff, and we didn't know what cheating was. Like, it's crazy what these kids know now. And 5th grade plotting that. Can you imagine if that happened? 5th grade, the parents. That's crazy. Girls are crazy with their bullying. Girls will make boys, when they bully, we beat them up. We hit, punch, kick. Girls are psychological. They make you go and do something while you're at home. That's how they bully. Boys, they'll get you in a corner and just beat you up. But girls, they get that psychological warfare, y'all. It's crazy.
Why, as a former climate activist, I now think the climate movement is a scam. A big sign that it's a scam is these moving doomerism targets that always have 10 years out that the world is going to end. I'm 35 and I remember watching Inconvenient Truth in high school, and it scared the living hell out of me. And based on the timelines of that, I remember thinking, oh my gosh, by the time I'm 26, the planet is going to be unlivable. And I was completely filled with fear. I was frozen. I was unable to act until I realized I forgot about it and moved on. Then in the 20-teens, it was all about, we have 10 years to reverse climate change. We have to decarbonize. We cannot, drill any more oil and gas, or the world will be unlivable. And I remember AOC and Bernie in 2016, 2018 really hammering this home. Now it's been almost 10 years. It's been 7 years and we're fine. Yes, we're seeing minor impacts of warming, but the planet is definitely still livable. And we're still able to have really great quality of life. And a big part of that is because we have access to fossil fuels, which are a cheap, abundant form of energy that allow us to do things like heat our homes and drive our cars and air condition our homes in the summer. This doomerism that we can't adapt and evolve to climate change as it's happening, but instead the world's going to be completely over unless we change everything we do. I've lived long enough now to know that it's a bunk theory. And I think what's happening is a lot of young people have not lived long enough to have lived through some of these predictions not coming true. And so that's why they get so scared and they get caught up in the movement.
This is a controls their emotions, right? What we were talking about earlier. Her emotions got controlled for a long time. She believed it. She hated the other people. She was divided. They won. They got what they wanted. Now she's on TikTok making these things going against it, but for a long time they got what she wanted. Now she's trying to wake people up. Like, this is nonsense. A lot of people, the majority are controlled.
To the people of the Gulf Coast, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, you name it, but specifically New Orleans. I went to a summit earlier this year to investigate in New Orleans, and I saw a lot of stuff that reminded me of, let's just say, a really intelligent city, okay? If you know, you know. If you don't, I've been trying to bring awareness to them for well over a year now since I first started my journey on TikTok. But every single time I really start to connect the dots for people when it comes to these specific cities, my account always ends up being banned. Which is why I chose to take that content to X instead. And I know a lot of people are going to be upset with that. I completely understand. But
this dude's always getting blocked, always getting, you got to go over here. I'm not going to say here. You got to go over there if you want to see the truth. Same page always, though. Has he ever been blocked? I don't know.
It is a platform of where I can get attention on a very important topic, and a platform of which I can post unrestricted content, which is what I did. That was actually my first video. But see, when I was at this summit, okay, I learned about a plan that I did not think was going to be approved. But see, then I got in touch with people that knew more than I did, that filled me in on a lot of stuff that's going on the inside. And I honestly have this fear. I've been having visions about it. I've been having dreams about it. I mean, just consistently, of the city of New Orleans literally being underwater. I haven't been able to get it out of my head ever since I went to that summit. And it just feels like something's going to happen soon. Something feels like it's going to happen very, very soon. And guess who's going to come to their support if it does? You probably guessed it right, but if you didn't, I'll let you talk to my friend instead.
See that? So what we do here at the store is we take the moldy strawberries out, throw them away, and then the rest, sometimes we put it on the floor, or we put it in this, and this becomes this. Cut up, sold for way more money, same with the blueberries.
Anything convenient is going to be a scam. Be very, very weary of anything that is prepackaged or processed or cut up for you. Just buy some actual whole strawberries, buy a whole watermelon. These guys don't care about you. They don't care about your health. They don't care about anything but profit.
Make some noise if you care about the Jeffrey Epstein scandal.
Raise your hand if it matters a lot to you. Raise your hand. So every hand of 7,000 people.
Everybody cares.
A lot. I said a lot. Every hand.
The myth of Epstein is one that has been created largely on the MAGA right. Not to say that there aren't some on the left who have had interest in it as well. But we have, as you guys just played at the top of the hour, for years, not less Trump himself, but certainly people around Trump have been talking about this list and that it was going to implicate powerful people, powerful institutions, largely on the left, the Clintons, perhaps the Obamas, others, and they would all go down for it. And now we have seen, since President Trump took office again, a backing away from that. There was a statement a month back or so from the FBI, you mentioned it, and now from the Department of Justice and Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, this past week, saying, well, there's no list. Even though we have heard from her earlier this term, there was a list. We've heard from Kash Patel. We've heard from Don Bongino. There was a list. They have the access to it. They'd release it. There was that much ballyhooed stunt earlier this year where they gave a bunch of MAGA influencers some Epstein documents, and that turned out to be sort of a bust, all just publicly available material. And that kicked up some backlash on the right. And now a real fury here in the last few days. And this is what's interesting about this. Do we know what the actual Epstein list is? Or even if there is a list? No, we do not. But what we do know is this is a rare moment, a very rare moment, where there is a real fracture in the president's base. And some of his most ardent supporters, we just played some of them at the Turning Point conference, but there are other social media influencers like Benny Johnson and the like, who took to Twitter X over the weekend, really trashing President Trump, which we never see before, accusing him of hiding things, accusing him of not being honest about this list. And Trump's efforts to try to quell this storm, his Truth Social post, nearly 1,000 words over the weekend, did exactly the opposite. I mean, Truth Social, let's remember, this is a Donald Trump created and owned platform. This is the first time I've ever seen him
be ratioed, meaning he got more comments, in this case, almost overwhelmingly negative comments, than he got like likes and approval, stamps of approval for that post. There's real anger here. And his, as you noted, Joe, his post had so many, you know, suggesting that there was no list, but yet it was written by the Democrats. He was talking out of both sides of his mouth. And I'm told, back to you guys here, there's some real panic in the White House right now. A lot of people have gone quiet. A lot of people have gone dark, but they recognize, those that are talking recognize right now, this is a problem. It's a first time they've had a problem like this, and they don't think it's going to go away anytime soon.
Wait, what did it? I mean, it's so easy to see when you're on the outside looking in. The people on the left, they cater to their audience. Same with the people on the right. They cater to their audience. People on the left, LGB, woke, police, racism, minorities. That's their core audience. So that's what we're going to cater to. People on the right, they're going to cater to their audience. Conspiracy type things. I mean, what did he run on? Wars, wasting money, sending them all this money. And what are we talking about? Money. They're wasting tax dollars on them. They're stealing all the money. The Epstein files, JFK, 9/11. Like, that's what his core audience, that's where their energy's at. So they're going to cater to that. Because why? Because they want to get in that office. Right? They want to get in the office. We're going to release this. We're going to take down all those Democrats. We're going to take off all the enemies, all the opposition to us. We're going to take them down. But once he got in office, the war is still going on, still sending money. Prices are still high. Yeah, it's only been 6-7 months, but he promised these things in the first 100 days. On day one, wars were going to end. No Epstein files, JFK, we already knew. I don't need to see it. You know, we've already been debunked. It worked, though. Got him in. Now let's see how these next 3.5 years go. I don't know. Maybe he'll turn it around. I don't know. We'll see.
Say, because this is hands down one of the nastiest things I've ever seen, and Oprah said it live on TV, and yet no one else is talking about this video. And honestly, I'm not supposed to show you guys this, but if you could stomach it, I'll show you. Now, to give you guys some backstory, in case you guys don't know who this is Oprah Winfrey, literally one of the biggest talk show hosts in the world, and has created her brand around this ability to ask thought-provoking questions to her guests, questions that no one else would ask, but yet everybody was thinking. And that's how she grew popular and accumulating over $3 billion because of this skill. But because we were caught up in the accolades, failed to realize what truly goes on behind the scenes. Countless people have come out and speculated that Oprah really behind the scenes is cruel and just evil. And people will even go to the extent saying that Oprah works for the Illuminati. And sometimes it's obvious because of the things that she says.
I have said for years, if the abuser is any good, you won't even know it's happened. You will be in it and you won't even know it's happened. And if the abuser is any good, he or she is going to make you feel like you're a part of it. I mean, and nothing is more being a part of it than what we discussed earlier.
Every single kid is lied to. The Chinese kid is made to believe the Chinese are the greatest. And the American kid is made to believe Americans are, both the kids are being exploited. No country is greater or greatest, sir. No ethnicity, no caste, no religion is greater or greatest. All these things are implanted inside you. And then you carry them all your life. There are things that come from the world and fine, they're about objects. We can take that. I said we can not just take that. Sometimes we can go and beg the world to tell a few things, because when it comes to objective knowledge, the world is the repository. Obviously, I cannot create a new encyclopedia of my own. The encyclopedias exist and I go and read few things, but those things have to be verifiable. We find facts there, not beliefs. You cannot tell me, you know, something is holy. This is a commode, holy commode. You have to believe. And if you don't believe, you will be buried here.
It doesn't even like come up as dark as it is. Oh, there we go. That's scary. That's scary.
We're gonna die. Okay, bye-bye.
All right, family. There you have today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you made it this far, maybe like, comment, subscribe. Not too much talking. Nothing really to say today. The baby's asleep. I got hopefully enough time to edit the video, upload the video, make some lunch before he wakes up. He just ate some oatmeal, so he should be out with them carbs. So hopefully I have some time to get some lunch in me before he wakes up. That's the plan. Y'all took the pool down yesterday. That pool was a headache. It made a mess. The backyard's starting to look good now. Tomorrow I got an off day from the baby, so the plan is to clean that backyard. And my garbage can stinks, so I want to clean that garbage can with the pressure washer and some what is it, super purple or purple power, some degreaser. So that's the plan tomorrow, y'all. Busy day tomorrow, my off day. So I hope everyone out there has a good day. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow though. Before I get all those chores done, I'm gonna get in here and react with you guys and BS with y'all for a little bit. This is Segovia signing out of the man cave. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow on the next one. Hope everyone has a good day. Later.